High noon on Fox on Saturday in week 4. It is the Texas Tech Red Raiders. It is the Utah Utes. Utah is at home. They are a 3.5 point favorite. I would say, despite the fact that Texas Tech made a ton of headlines with what they did in the offseason, sort of been crickets so far during the season. That's probably had a lot to do with the opponents. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Kent State, and Oregon State. They have beaten those teams by a combined 174-35. In terms of strength of schedule, it has been the easiest schedule in the country through 3 weeks.
There's an Oregon State now? Oh, learn something every day. Yes, it is tough to take away too much from what Texas Tech has done so far, other than this is what a good team should be doing against this schedule.
Other than that, yeah. And to be fair, it's not like Utah has played that much harder a slate. They're 120th in strength of schedule so far. They've beaten UCLA, Cal Poly, and Wyoming by a combined 137-25 margin.
But struggled in that Wyoming game in the first half. They missed field goals, inconsistent going downfield. I don't think Devin Dampier has been a terrific quarterback downfield, which just makes him a Utah quarterback playing in a Utah offense. Just makes him a
Utah guy. That's right.
So I'm a believer in this Utah team in this moment. I think the defense is for real, has behaved like a real defense. Certainly Texas Tech's defense is for real. Has behaved like a for real defense should. They've stopped the run incredibly well. I lean Utah in this just because it's at Utah and Rice Eccles is a dastardly place to play for everybody who summits the journey going up to that altitude in Salt Lake. So I like Utah a little bit more. I think they have the most proven element in this game, and that is the consistency on the coaching staff on defense. That is some of the star power on this defense. There's still questions about some personnel on this defense, but if I get Utah's defense at home, it's a direction I'm just going to lean if quarterback isn't in a disastrous place. And I don't think quarterback is in a disastrous place. We'll see what Devin Dampier looks like if he is forced to sort of explore a bunch of 3rd and 8s and 3rd and 11s.
Right.
Not typical of the Utah offensive experience, but that's TBD. Texas Tech on the road under Joey McGuire has been fine. They haven't been excellent. They haven't been incredible as underdogs or anything like that, but they haven't been terrible. So if you're giving me something TBD with Texas Tech and you're giving me something that I think is somewhat dependable in the Utah defense at home, I'm gonna actually take the points, but Utah wins this close. I think, let me tell you what I wrote down. I wrote down 23-21 Utah.
Hey, real quick, it'd be great if you could consider subscribing to the YouTube channel down below. It really helps us out.
I went back and forth 100 times on this game.
And I didn't even mention too much about Texas Tech, which I will. Continue.
This might be the game in week 4 that I'm least confident in.
Okay.
In terms of efficiency, both of these offenses right now are top 5 overall. Now, take it with a grain of salt. Consider competition. But these are opponent-adjusted numbers.
Yeah.
They've looked good. The offenses have been very good. They're 1 and 2 in success rates on the ground. Both have been able to run the football. There is a huge question here about how Utah is going to deal with Texas Tech's linebackers. Because what we have seen so far this season from Tech is the defensive front eating up space and allowing the next level to create the pressure. Especially their transfers. Romello Height, David Bailey comes down from Stanford. Those guys are tied for the team lead in sacks, and they're getting a lot of the pressure. I don't think it's a mirage. I like the players. I like their coordinator, Sheil Wood, a lot. And I like this matchup. I think this is the matchup that decides a lot of the game because Utah should have one of the better offensive lines in the country.
Right.
This is going to be the chess match that ultimately determines this one. That's the big key for me on the Tech side. Finding a way with playmaking linebackers that can get pressure, who can maybe stop the run, at a minimum, cut off Devin Dampier from doing too much damage.
Yeah, force passing downs. Yeah.
If you can stop that on the ground, it's a different game on the Utah offensive side. stop me if you've heard this one before.
Yeah.
Utah, not all that explosive
No.
offensively. Certainly not through the air. So for me, that is what I am watching. And that is why I'm going Texas Tech with the points here, much like you.
Yeah.
Because I am expecting something that is close. I am expecting something that is way more physical than we are used to seeing from a Texas Tech defense. The adjusted numbers have been really good on offense on both sides of this one, but especially on the Texas Tech side of things.
Yeah.
It seems like they have been able to replace Taj Brooks somewhat in the aggregate. And Baron Morton's been solid. He's been good.
Yeah.
He's been a little bit banged up, which, again, stop me if you've heard that before. But an 11-1 TD to interception ratio, it seems like he has been very, very good so far. He just needs to stay healthy.
Yeah. And this is also without Quentin Joyner, who they expected to be their
Correct.
first string
That's
running back.
correct.
Yeah.
That was a big loss. So they've been pretty good at figuring out ways to replace that production, albeit against minimal
Pine Bluff.
competition.
Yeah.
I think Tech goes on the road and wins.
Wow. I think Big Noon's there, right?
Yes.
So I think there's just going to be so much juice. I don't bet against
lot of
Utah
juice.
juice. I just don't do it. At home in a big spot with this defense, nah, it's not for me.
27-25, a close, a physical game.
Sure.
The one I'm least confident about. For that reason, maybe more so than anything else, I'm going with the points here, plus the 3.5. But
I've got that Mario Cristobal Salt Lake City scar tissue. Not for me. Nope.
yeah, no, that's fair. Totally fair.
Yeah.
I get it. But I have liked what I have seen from Texas Tech
All right.
thus far. 27-25, I think they go to Utah and get the dub.
All right. I'm taking the points, but we're going the different way. We disagree.